Welcome back to another video, my brothers. Today's video is titled, How to Bounce Back from Failure. I get DMs occasionally from guys who are genuinely distraught because they didn't get what they were looking for. Maybe they failed in an exam, they didn't get that job offer that they were so hopeful for, and they sound broken and defeated because of it. And I used to be like that as well. But then a few years ago, I had a complete paradigm shift. I stopped looking at failure as a negative thing, and instead I embraced it and I started to deliberately seek failure. And I'll get into that in just a moment. But you got to remember, fellas, every single person takes an L at some point, right? You're not the only one who failed in an exam, although sometimes you feel like the only motherfucker in the world who failed that exam. But I promise you, there are millions of people around the world right now that are failing in their exams. You're not the only one who didn't get the job offer that you were so hopeful for. There's plenty of people that are qualified even, for the job, but they don't get it. You're not the only person in the world. Now, instead of feeling defeated and down, you need to start looking at failure from a completely different perspective. Sometimes you have to fail to learn about yourself. Maybe you weren't prepared. Maybe that job wasn't going to be good for you anyways. Maybe there was something else that was even better. Sometimes what you need is time to give you perspective. And I'll give you guys some of my stories. So I retook my A-levels. Okay? I retook is it my first year of A-levels? Yeah, it was my first year. So I flunked in chemistry, and then I ended up retaking chemistry the next year, and guess what happened? I flunked again, and then I retook it again. So I was studying with the people that were younger than me, and all of my friends had gone off to uni, and I was the only guy that felt to me that I was the only guy in the world that was studying with a group of students that were younger than him, right? But I retook my A-levels. I just got on with it, and guess what happened in the end? I didn't get the grades anyway. So even after I retook, I spent ages revising for my exams again, I still didn't get the grades that I was looking for. And back then, I felt broken. I'll be honest with you, I felt like a retard. I was like, man, something's fucking wrong with me, right? Because everyone that I knew, all of my friends, they were off at uni, studying, living their best life, and I felt like a twat. I was like, what the fuck's wrong with me? But now when I look at things, years later, I'm turning 27 next month, wow, time has flown by. I look at things now, and I'm grateful I didn't pass those exams, because I could have taken a whole new trajectory in life. And I knew at the time when I was doing my A-levels that there was no degree that stood out to me that I really wanted to do. I was confused back then. So that was a blessing when I look at it, because what ended up happening after I left A-levels was I ended up finding my own feet. I tried many different things. Okay, I got into telesales, and that's another great environment where failure is something that you really learn to embrace. Put it this way, because when you're in telesales, you make 200 to 300 cold calls a day, which is what I was doing. Meaning the people that I was calling up had no idea I was going to call them most of the time. Okay, they were cold leads, and I would call them up and I'd try and sell. It was telesales that I was selling at the time, and I'd get cussed over the phone. Oh, don't fucking call me again, man. I'd keep telling you guys. And I was like, oh shit, that was a shock to me. Okay, it was a shock to receive L after L. I would only get like one sale, maybe a day or two, if I was lucky. Calling 300 people and getting rejected almost 99.9% of the time. I mean, that does something to you in the beginning. You feel like you're a fucking idiot. You're a loser. That's what you feel like, because you're calling someone up and you're like, hi, my name's Ali, and rejection after rejection. But then what ended up happening, the more times I was rejected, the more sales I got. Someone that only made 10 calls a day was never going to make a sale. The odds of that person making a sale are so fucking small. Someone else who's making 300 a day, he is much more likely to make a sale. It's like if you took 300 penalties, when we're talking about football here for a moment, okay? If you took 300 penalties, you're going to score more goals than someone that took 10. Because if you take 10, you only have 10 shots. You can only really score 10 goals. That's if you get every single one of them in the net. But if you take 300, there's a possibility you can score way more than 10. Okay? And so I started to look at failure from a different way. I was like, hang on a second. The more I fail, the more likely I am to succeed. What? Isn't that interesting? Okay, so sales completely changed my perspective. That's where the shift happened for me. Because I was, a young kid who was always fearful about failing. I didn't want to be rejected, and we're all like that. We're human beings. We don't like someone saying, no, I don't fucking want to buy from you, or I'm not interested, or when it comes to girls, for example, you don't want to get rejected. That's why you don't speak to a girl in the beginning. Okay, that's what the old version of you is like. And I want you guys to break that relationship that you have with failure and create a new relationship. Seek failure. You see a pretty girl waiting in line at Starbucks, go and introduce yourself. Hey, I saw you from over there, So who gives a fuck if you get rejected? And that's a whole other topic in itself. Most girls don't get approached anyways, believe me, because most guys are pussies. They're terrified. They don't want to be rejected. So you'll stand out anyways, especially if you dress well and you smell good. But that's a whole other topic, right? But failure is necessary. Okay? You need failure in order to become successful. They go hand in hand. They're not two separate things. Failure is not this huge mountain, no. You got to fail every day in order to win. Okay? My mindset towards failure now, I seek it every day. Whenever I go into the gym, I do repetitions until I can't do anymore. Okay? I struggle, for example, when I'm doing my bench, if I'm aiming to increase the weight and I can't do the last rep, man, that's a failure, right? Technically speaking, I didn't manage to. I might need a spotter to lift it up for me, but you know what? I pushed the fucking boundaries, and as a result, I improved my physical condition, right? When it comes to making money. Let's just say when it comes to content creation, I make videos, some don't do well. That could be classed as a failure. I don't see it that way. I see failure as quitting on yourself. That's the definition of failure for me. When you quit on you, when you give up on yourself, that's failure. But taking minor L's every day, that's not failure, man. That's just a part of the process. It's part of the process. It's necessary. Just like going to the gym, you rip the muscles apart. I don't consider being tired after the gym a failure, because I tore the muscles apart. I know at the back of my head they're going to come back stronger and bigger. So adopt the mindset that you have in the gym to other aspects of your life. Okay? To your career, to if you're making content, okay, to content creation, trading. That's something that I do. I trade Forex. Do I win every trade? Of course not. But I understand, and that's another thing, by the way. Trading changed my perspective also on failure, because I realized that you're not going to win every time. But that's okay. You don't need to win every time. As long as you win some trades and you have good risk management on all of your trades, then it's fine if you have a few losing trades here and there. And once again, the only real failure is quitting, is giving up on yourself. So it's okay, man. It's okay to take L's, I promise you. If I could go back and speak to my 18, 19-year-old self, I'll be like, Ali, it's alright, man. Go out there and fail. Go out there and learn. As they say, first you learn, and then you take off the L. And you start earning. Okay? Man, I'm in love with failure now. Every day, I make sure that I fail as much as I can. If I do more than you, I'm more likely to win. You're sat there in a corner terrified of failing, and you take no shots. I'm out there taking 1,000 shots. I'm out there refining my craft. I'm out there getting better. You do fuck all. You're a bystander. You're sat on the bench. I'm playing the game. I'm scoring a hat-trick every game because I'm willing to put myself out there. Okay, so seek failure. Stop running away from it. It's necessary. You need failure in order to become successful. Okay? They come hand in hand. So hopefully this video helps you, fellas. If it does, you know what to do. Hit that like and subscribe button down below. Catch you guys in the next video. Peace, gentlemen.